let's just talk about where planets are at this time. So first I'll talk about Mercury. Yeah, I will be talking about eclipses and Saturn and Mars role and what's going to happen in the world. But let's see where the Mercury is. Mercury, this month Mercury will be in mostly in the sign of Pisces, where it gets debilitated. And so what happens when it's debilitated? Our thinking gets affected. We are not really very focused, and our imagination becomes kind of out of the world, like we are too much imagining things that may not be for real. And it also can create a lot of misunderstandings, especially when the Rahu is in the picture. And when I will be talking about eclipses, we'll see that how Rahu being in the picture, there is going to be created obsession in many people in the world, and it may bring aggression also when we talk about Mars. So now when the eclipse happen, when there's a full moon or new moon, and they're kind of having a relationship with Rahu and Ketu, and on top of that, when Mercury becomes part of that package, so of course our Mercury takes the hit of eclipses. So we'll talk more about the eclipses though, but this Mercury is going to have that impact of eclipse. So what you talk, what you say, how you say, and don't let the aggression be part of that. So now, Mercury also rules information, technology, communications, and computers and all that. So all those factors not only will be affected due to debilitated Mercury, it will then bring in the effect of the eclipses. So we will be kind of obsessed with the things, but at the same time, the focus being poor, it's not going to be resolved, and it creates then intensity of the situations. Particularly, you will know more because there will be Mars involved and so forth. Now, another thing I want to tell you is, of course, this kind of situation, combination of planets, make people they're obsessed with these kinds of matters and what they want to say. They want to be heard. That you need to be really, really careful and watch your what you say and how you behave. So moving on with what else is going to be causing more impact is particularly slow moving planet, karmic planet Saturn. It's going to be very strong this month. Therefore, it's not just an ordinary time as far as Saturn is concerned. Our karmas, you will get what you sow for. So watch your karma, and if you have been good in your karmic journey, you will be paid nicely. You will get all the good things happening to you. But those who have not been good, their karmic comeback will be happening right now in this month particularly. And beyond this month, we'll talk more about Saturn's impact in April and May and therefore, because Saturn is not really moving out of this position for many months to come. So you'll hear more about it every month, but its impact changes because the nakshatra changes every time, and so its behavior is kind of reformed to some extent. So you will feel how powerful the Saturn is. Particularly, I say that because when you start looking at the dispositor of every house in a native chart or world chart or any country's chart, the final dispositor, it ends up, the buck stops at Saturn. So that's why another reason Saturn is going to be very, very powerful. Now, what else makes the bigger impact? The biggest impact I see is now Mars. So this month, Mars will have a big role to play in what I'm going to say. Around March 3rd, there will be expected extreme or very high social unrest and violence and fighting, all kind of aggression on the world stage will be seen at least starting with the March 3rd. Those who will end up being fearful. The purpose is not to do that. Purpose is to make you aware so that you can be careful and prepare for if you happen to be in an area where war or military aggression may be happening. You can just try to take precautions and just be prepared. I'm not saying every single place will be this happening, but it is the common theme of this month at this time. Mars and Ketu will be an aspect of each other. So, and it's a, I'm afraid that the terrorism might be on the rise also. There will be war on the rise. There could be many people around the world will feel somehow a lot of sadness. Something will happen that people may feel that way. So, because Mars is in full strength being exalted, when Mars is exalted, it's a good thing too. Like, for if there were if there were no other factors impacting negatively, when Mars is exalted, people can handle their leadership positions very well. People are able to have a lot of confidence, and be it you in your personal life, be it world leaders, or if you are a boss, it creates a lot of courage, willpower, and confidence. But because of, I just said, K2 and the other factors I'll be talking about, eclipses, it's going to create then a war-like situation, civil unrest many places on many global levels. So you might want to keep your low profile. Don't get involved in arguments and angry debates with people around you. So you remain safe, please. Even in your relationship with your spouses or your siblings or wherever the Mars is in your chart, that area, let's say you have Mars in your 7th house, so you don't want to fight with your wife. Let's say your Mars is in your 4th house, you don't want to pick unnecessary argument with your mother, or in mostly in the home environment. So we will talk about those individual signs in my other video, which I hopefully will be able to done tomorrow or something like that. And get everything. So with all the things happening, if you have set any important things to do, try to get it done by March 15th, because that is time when Mars is going to go into Aquarius. Because remember I said that Mars being exalted, it gives you a lot of willpower and courage. So use that for your advantage also. And other than instead of fighting with people in your life, or neighbors or siblings or friends or bosses, stay away from the heated arguments. It will hurt you a lot otherwise. So to take advantage of Mars, so make sure things are done. You use your willpower, work hard, and invest your energy in a positive way. So when Mars moves into Aquarius, then it might also be, it's ruled by Saturn. So now another thing I notice is that in the second half of the month, when Mars will be aligning with the Saturn, this will mean again creating then after the 15th March, it can cause too many setbacks and delays in many areas of people and in the world stage. Mars is a sign of, Mars is basically in any given sign is almost about 6 weeks. So Mars will be in Aquarius from March 15 to about April 22nd. So during that time, expect lot of somewhat high level of difficulties. Now we are then also approaching the lunar eclipse is coming on March 25th. So we have a Mars coming into the sign of Aquarius, then the minor matters may become difficult. So we might notice that there will be people may not want to spend money and it creates a ripple effect for our economy. And this planet Mars in this condition, again, there will be a lot of violence, especially when it gets into Aquarius. You will notice that people will be kind of more judging each other, more judgmental, like you don't know, I know better. They will be argumentative. Please refrain from those things. I cannot emphasize enough on that. That will harm you. Don't be judgmental. Don't be argumentative. Um, and even though you may not be happy and you feel like doing it, but it's not going to benefit to be aggressive. It's already a lot of aggression going on, will be going on on the world stage. There will be a lot of blame game going around at the world stage or in your life. Now, I want to talk particularly. I know all the violence going on, frustration, war is going on, terrorism on the rise. I mean, looks like I have nothing else but to say the bad and negative things. I'm sorry for that. Now, another additional thing in the United States will be our election time is coming around November. So as more and more we get closer to that time, that will also be the reason for some kind of aggressive attitude, at least in the United States. We in the USA people need to be very, very careful not to get involved into politics. So now let's talk about in detail about the eclipses I sent earlier. So remember I said that there will be lunar eclipse on March 25th, and there will be solar eclipse that will be in April 5th, I think. Okay, April 8th rather. I'm sorry. Okay, so eclipses are very strong energy in general, but with these planetary other conditions, even makes it worst. So there is a very serious eclipse season because twice a year eclipses happen. So this season is going to be quite a serious situation. Things may be really going out of control, and there might be more catastrophic events, more storms, violence, earthquakes, all the kinds of things are possible. A lot of things will become very heated. So the lunar eclipse will expose a lot of skeletons out of the closets, if at a world stage, like about the world leaders, about people who want to engage war, or those who claim that war is not good. They may be saying this thing and they may have some other hidden agenda. So all their hidden agendas will be coming out. And on a personal level also, there will be people who have been hiding things, like let's say from your partners, your family, your siblings, your job. All your hidden things, secrets will be coming out. So I always say that don't live a secret life. It's these kind of planetary conditions, whenever they happen, they will bring it out. So it's this eclipse is not just for that 2 week period, it affects longer period. So now let's talk about the solar eclipse. Will be following up to because the eclipses are involved with the Rahu and Ketu, and then we have Sun, and then we have Moon involved, and so all kinds of things will be revealed and exposed, good, bad, or ugly, depending on your karmic journeys of the past. I always say that if you live the life with the good ethics and goods, this kind of even planets cannot hurt you. Okay, so now uh, the whole month of March, you will see and that moon is going to be conjuncting. It's going to be, we are going to see all kinds of impacts, you know, what have you, eclipses, and you have Rahu Ketu involvement. Saturn I talked about, and I talked about Mars also. And whenever Ketu is near moon, it creates imaginary fears. Some are real though, but there are imaginary fears. Ketu represents losses, so we are going to be seeing a lot of losses and fears. Some people will be more fearful than they need to be, and sometimes, when Ketu is involved, it's difficult to be real with the fears. So you might want to do deep meditations and breathing exercises to help you not get unnecessary fearful. So let me say that when Virgo sign is involved in all this kind of things, uh, I'm saying there will be lot will be happening about health and healing. So when Ketu is with Virgo, and it's this could come out, that there might be, I'm afraid to say that this will be world health may be impacted, because not only we do have this lunar eclipse in Virgo, while Mercury is in Pisces at the time of the lunar eclipse, around 25th of March. On that day, Mercury will be at 25 degree in Pisces. This means that it's gonna last it's going to be happening in the last degree of water sign and the first degree of a fire sign, which means people are acting kind of crazy, weird, erratic, irrational, fear-based, mongers. The ugly heads will be rising. So there, of course, then like I said earlier, for those reasons, there will be an outbreak, or there will be a war starting or continuing in a stronger and bigger way, and then there will be health issues. Now, I'm not saying that there will be lockdown, but something of that level, some kind of health issues will be rising at the world stage. So on the other hand, I also noticed that there's some kind of a healing, or the cures will be coming out, alternate medicine or natural method of healing, like food supplements, Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, many other forms of will way of curing health will be coming out. Now the problem is they will be the pharmaceutical industries. From what I see in the planets, I don't want any drug company coming after me. It seems from these planetary energies that pharmaceutical industry may try to suppress that energy. You know, so but these natural methods of healing are going to be making their entry into our life. In addition to that, astrology also will be in more demand. It will be more normal. It will be accepted like a normal thing, just like we study other sciences. Astrology is not actually a hocus pocus. If you're watching it, you believe in astrology, but many people, modern people, so-called educated people, think that astrology is what is it? But now people are going to begin to understand that astrology is something scientific. It's mathematical calculations, and it helps us to see our what hurdles might be in front of us and how we can handle it. So astrology is going to be making its way, and I'll talk a little bit more about it later also, why I'm saying that. I expect also some miraculous things like about health and healing might be also happen. So why am I saying it that the natural healing will be on the rise, astrology, especially healing? I say that, because when such Saturn will be in the nakshatra of Shatbhishek, which literally means 100 physicians, equal to 100 physicians, and the Mars is going to be in line with aligning with the Saturn, and that means there will be we will be talking about a lot of cures and healing. So there will be better understanding of how our human body functions, and how can we actually not only we cure diseases, how we can prevent, like in the Ayurvedic medicines, they believe in preventing and fixing the root cause of the diseases. So this kind of Chinese or other alternate medicines, meditation, yogas will be in more demand. They'll be more becoming mainstream. So having said that, now another topic I want to talk about is aliens. If you are a person of weak mind, you may want to skip this part of the prediction. If you like to know the truth, then I will talk about aliens now. In astrology, there is a way of studying, finding out if we have a possibility of aliens coming on Earth or not. Astrology also deals with space and technology, aliens and information. So all this information of how the astrologers can talk about aliens will be coming on the surface. And there will be acceptance of that, yes, there is an alien life out there. It's going to be a common, it will be common knowledge. And we don't need to be actually afraid of aliens, because if there will be, if my predictions come out to be true and the aliens are coming, they will actually come here to benefit us. So this we will see they might have some secret way of the secret information that we never knew, and then we might be able to use that to our advantage to heal our human body, and that will be almost like miracle. It's like having a new age of healing. So yes, I think there might be aliens out there that will be seen, and we might, as human beings, we might benefit from them. So there is nothing to be afraid. They're not are coming to harm us. Now let's talk about Jupiter and Uranus conjunction that's going to happen on April 20. And that will also then bring us a lot of awareness and awakening. And these are planets, this conjunction will make them common man to understand and accept astrology as one of the more scientific way of predicting, instead of thinking it's all hocus pocus. Now let's talk about more on eclipses. So when we have eclipses, Rahu and Ketu come together with the sun and the moon. Now, Rahu and Ketu go through entire zodiac cycle of 12 sign, each zodiac cycle for about 18 and a half years. And, and then it stays in any given sign for about 18 months. And so I want you to know, think about it, that last time when Rahu was in Pisces and Ketu was in Virgo, but it was around the year 2005. So go back and rethink and ask yourself, what anything special happened to you at that time? Something similar will be happen to you again. And leave me in the comments, tell me, those of you, I know you're going to send me the message box, but please don't, just leave the message here so everybody can read and benefit. And I will enjoy reading the comments too. Now, actually, so the Rahu will be now in Pisces and Ketu will be in Virgo all the way until May 2025. So this eclipse energy will be delivering its impact for a very long time. So around the end of the month, we'll feel the bigger impact of all these things. So like I said earlier, the secrets will be coming out in the world. And another thing will be that we will feel like, we are something darkness will have something to do with us. So I'm going to recommend that pay attention to your dreams, because when we are sleeping and our subconscious is connected, you are picking up whatever you're thinking or you're witnessing around you. In the dreams can tell you a lot about what's going on. So so this month will be so many planets and so many crazy situations. Saturn being the most influential planet, will actually we demand that under all these circumstances that have a lot of focus, discipline, and be have good organizational skills with you. So now I talk about the war and I talk about the violence, terrorism going on, there might be another health scare. Yes. But please don't let it create excessive fear in you. It all depends upon your horoscope, how, if at all, if impact you personally. But on the world stage, there will be a lot of health scare that need to be addressed on a larger scale. So, because we have a Mercury going to be being in Pisces and Rahu, with Rahu, and it's going to be with in the eclipse season is there, Mercury is involved next to Sun, and then that's why I'm saying that media, because Mercury being debilitated, a lot of things media will be saying you don't need to really take seriously because it will as if like they're just saying anything almost, so you can't really depend on what media is telling you about the war or terrorism. You do your own research and find out what's really going on with all the YouTube and social media we have. You don't have to just depend on the media per se. Again, because another reason I'm saying about the fear a lot is because we have a Neptune is going to be with Sun in this month, and this is a planet of fear, diseases, misunderstandings, and what have you, and delusional, psychic situations, hidden things. All is represented by Neptune. So, if you just be attentive and have your resources proper, there's a good chance that you don't have to worry about depending on the falsy, lot of false and twisted news from the media. What I'm going to say is that in a very large level, in the world stage, masses, their subconscious level will be pulled into, at this consciousness will be rising. And you can't say this is bad. In my many past videos, I have talked about it. All this wars, terrorism that's going on in the recent many months or maybe even few years is so that we can see there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So this is just so this planet is going to bring us consciousness to the surface, and so we can behave better. Eventually, we can have a better quality of life. Eventually, not at this time though. So don't be consumed with fears. Remember, fear uh, creates aggression and sometimes many diseases, etc. So just stay in control. So, like I said, all this aggressive Mars impacts by Rahu Ketu eclipses. You will see rise in the war. You will see rise in storms, volcanoes, earthquakes. At the end of the day, and the aliens might show up too, and many people might become fearful. And